Thanks for joining me again. I think I'm just gonna lean into the awkwardness of this and pretend like it's not, I'm talking to a person instead of talking to a camera to try to make myself less uncomfortable with all of this. I actually did get a few questions. Thank you for the commenter. I'm not sure if they want me to mention their name, so I apologize if you did and I'm not mentioning it. But I would like to run through those questions about Medium. So that's what I'm going to talk about now. The first question they asked is, do you think it's possible for the average person to earn an income on Medium that's enough to live on from month to month? Okay. So I don't know if there's a short answer to that one, so I'm going to give you the long answer. I think in some it depends. So when I say that, I mean, I don't know where you're living. So if you're living in California, that's what, like a 1-bedroom apartment here can cost you $3,000 a month. Food is very expensive. Living is very expensive. So compare that with, I don't know, say Wyoming or Montana or somewhere. So those places are a lot cheaper to live in. So in terms of your average monthly expenses, they vary widely. I think that a person can make enough money through online writing to sustain themselves, but there are a few things to keep in mind. Number one, I quit my job a couple of years ago to freelance while I started my graduate program. And I thought I had this idea in my head about freelancing. I thought it was going to be super freeing, super liberating. In one way it is because you get a lot of time back, but in another way it's like now you have to produce your own value every minute and you have to find sources of income. And part of the strategy should be diversifying just in case something happens. Like with Medium, I know that Medium has changed its payment structure a few times and you don't have any control over that. So if you were benefiting from payment structure A and then they change it to payment structure B and you're not benefiting from that, then diversification would help you. But at the same time, that's a lot of work. So I don't think it's impossible. I know people have done it. I just think it's really important to walk in with a plan of how much is your, oh, that's my cat. So anyway, it's really important to walk in with a plan of how much money do you need to live per month? How much do you want to be in your savings? How much money do you need to be in your emergency fund? And then based on that, you can take calculated risks. So it really depends. Would I advise the average writer to use Medium as a source of full-time income? No. And if I could go back in time and shake myself 2 years ago, I'd be like, don't do this. Just slowly build your writing career, figure out what you want out of this whole thing. I'm so distracted by her. But don't give yourself the burden of needing to produce all of your income right away from Medium. And I think that goes for any freelance work or any online writing. Is there's so much risk involved there that it's really important to walk in with a plan and also to have a plan B. So I guess that would be my long answer. Let me look at the question again to see if I did in fact answer it. Okay, yeah. So do I think it's possible for the average person to make enough money on Medium to live on from month to month? I think it's possible, and when I say it's possible, I use that in a very loose sense, like it is a possibility, and there are people who do that. But do I think it's strategic for the average person to do it? No, and I wouldn't even advise myself to do that. Also, one other point I wanted to make about money is, I think, so money gives us a little bit of power, and It gives us the power to make our decisions in our lives and to be sure that we have that autonomy that we need to produce content that we want to produce. When I was just freelancing, I always felt like, should I post this article that I want to post? Because it could be contentious, people might not like it, it might not do so well, and that started to kind of guide what I was writing. And soon enough, I was writing material with too much of an emphasis on what's going to be palatable for like a lot of people, or what will a lot of people want to read. And somewhere along the way, my voice got lost. I don't like that. So for me, having the freedom to write without focusing on how much money is this gonna make me right now was really important. Okay, I think that's what I want to say about this specific question, money in media. Thank you for asking. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section. I will be going through the questions, and if you have any follow-up questions, let me know too, because I may not have been super clear here. All right then.